Let me just get it all out. This whole fighting, my boy Ross and his guys in Canada, that's unacceptable. It's unacceptable. Unacceptable. That don't happen. That don't supposed to happen. And what's more unacceptable is when Mr. Drake liked the post. That also is unacceptable. I expect more out of Mr. Drake. When there's violence, you don't condone it. You should be bigger than that. Mr. Drake, you should be bigger than that. When there's violence, you don't condone that. You don't like no posters and all that, because here's what happens.
He's right. When you condone that, you're saying, I approve it. I look forward to it happening again. And Rick Ross is going to be compelled to respond violently because his reputation is on the line. They're not thinking about the outcome or how deadly the situation can become. They're thinking about their personal reputations and everything. So this can get out of hand real quick.
There's always a backlash of it all. Here's what happens when now you've inserted yourself. Even if you were not involved, half of the country think you set the man up. They book a show in Canada, and you send your goons out there to agitate and start a fight with Ross. And y'all do what you do on the TV. Half the country think that. So you validate that even if you did not do that. You validate that by doing what? Liking. When you, Mr. Drake, like the post, you just inserted yourself into violence toward Mr. Ross and his crew. Now, let me just say this. As a broker of peace for Tupac and Biggie, I seen how this shit end, man. I mean, these other young guys, we're going to have a conversation with a lot of these other young guys who dying, these senseless deaths and these songs and all that. Y'all brothers are talented. Y'all got to understand, y'all talented. Y'all don't need that. Y'all talented as fuck. Y'all getting people to buy the records. People are buying your records because they like the music. They like what you're saying in the records. So leave it there. Young fellas, but now these grown ass ones right here, Mr. Drake and Mr. Ross. When you like the post and you on there doing your little, okay, it's a beautiful day in Canada, and you like the post, you just inserted yourself in some shit. Now, look how this all play out. I'll keep it 1,000. Look how it all play out. Oh, so half the country thinking that you, Roston played the record, the Kendrick Lamar record, and he got jumped on because he played the Kendrick Lamar record. So now you got a whole West Coast of people, they at your head. Oh, that's what we doing? You don't need that, Mr. Drake. You don't need to be confined. You're too talented. I like you. I got friends that like you. I don't know you personally. Don't need to know you personally. But you're too talented to insert yourself in some shit that you're not really about.
I can agree with what he's saying, but also Rick Ross bears responsibility too. He went to that man's hometown and disrespected him by playing that music. So what kind of outcome do you expect? He's not holding Rick Ross accountable. He's saying, okay, Rick Ross and Drake shouldn't take it to the next level, but he's not holding Rick Ross accountable. He's not saying Rick Ross was wrong for playing that song in Canada where he knows Drake is huge. So that goes both ways. Don't ask Drake to be peaceful and you're not asking Rick Ross to be peaceful. Nah, I disagree with that. Rick Ross bears a lot of responsibility. He's always running his mouth, so, he got to hold him accountable too. We can't just put it all on Drake.
Have a whole coast at your head. You don't want that. I don't want that for you. Now here's how this shit works out. Because again, look, I had the same conversation with Biggie and Pop.
I don't think that's going the way of Biggie and Pac, but it can in today's time. But I don't think you're gonna get that kind of smoke from Drake.
You know, probably one of the only few niggas that could talk to them straight up. I was on the road with Biggie when people would be singing Biggie songs in the stadium. While singing Pac diss song while Biggie on stage. I seen this thing, and I've seen this man, like, man, I'm not really about that. I love Buddy. Biggie never jumped into the shit. Biggie never said anything.
So you suggesting that Drake don't say nothing when this man come to his hometown and disrespect him? I highly disagree with that. I highly disagree with that. What, just sit down and take it, give Ross a pass? No. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Let me know, should Drake had remained silent? I think he should have laughed at Ross. I think Ross got what he asked for. You don't go to somebody else's town and think you're going to disrespect them. It's going to be cool. He was shocked and surprised at the reaction he got. So leave that comment. Let me know what you think on this topic.